I mentioned that I'm a volunteer with the North Branch Restoration Project, and that provides a context and a perspective for me. But beyond that, there's the whole regional perspective, which is the Chicago Wilderness Movement and its work with its biodiversity recovery plan and biodiversity atlas. The atlas sort of lays out the wonders of what we have here, what's left, and then the recovery plan lays out a general picture of here's where we are, here are the challenges we face, and here are the kinds of things we need to be doing. So that's sort of a broad regional validation, and we draw from that. Now, one of the principal tools, and one that tends to get controversial until people understand it, is the use of fire. One of the biggest natural forces in our region was originally fire, because we were on the edge of the prairie, and the fires started on the prairie either by lightning or, to a great extent, by Native Americans for their own reasons, wanting to do it to improve their hunting ability and something, so they could see enemies coming or whatever. But there's a whole lot of reasons they would do it. Some of the berries that they want to gather and stuff come back after fire. So whatever the origins, we had a lot of fire in this region, and the plants here in our region essentially all evolved with fire. And the communities of plants evolved with fire. It was part of the natural process. Every few years fire would come through. But the plants that are here survive fire just well. Actually, their growth centers are typically a little at the surface of the soil or a little below. Plants that come in from the other parts of the world typically have their growth centers a little higher, and they tend to suffer more if the fire comes through. Our plants just laugh and say, ha ha, can't kill me. Burn the top off, release some nutrients, and they're off and running it. So controlled burns will release some nutrients. It actually darkens, the surface is darker, so it warms up quicker in the spring. It removes brush, and so that other stuff that need, other herbaceous plants that need more the wildflowers and grasses that need more sun will have that, because the brush has been killed back. And fire is just a very economical, practical tool that was part of the natural history of our region, and our natural communities thrive on it. We compensate where we can't use fire. We can't use fire in quite the full historic context, because the biggest fires were under extreme conditions, and we never burn under extreme conditions. Our controlled burns are just that. They're highly controlled. And what you do is you set it up so you've removed the fuel around the area you're going to burn. You may rake it out, you may cut the stuff, you may actually take a torch and burn a black line all around the downwind sides, and then go up and light the upper side. So when the head fire, which is traveling with the breeze, comes down, you don't have to fight and put it out. It goes out because the fuel is gone. A well-managed fire puts itself out. The real issue is, what about the smoke? And we have to be very careful about wind direction and sensitive buildings or neighborhoods, and that's taken carefully into account in all controlled burns.